Hello, Bernard. Can you hear me? Bernard?
Hello. Hi.
Yes, hello,
Yes,
hi, how are you? Are you
is
better
it?
now?
Yes, I'm better. Is it clearer now?
Sorry again?
Is it clear now?
Yes, it is clear, yes. So,
Okay.
Bernard, should I call you Bernard or Lee Johnny?
Bernard, please.
Bernard, okay, that's good. Um, okay. So tell me so far, how is it going with you?
Oh, I already did the question you gave me.
Okay. Let me think. So you are at the moment using Apple Macintosh, right?
Yeah, at MacBook. Yeah.
Okay, MacBook. So okay, so I will tell you what is the software that you need to install on your laptop. Okay,
Okay.
and that is because it's already mentioned in the links that you give to me. So in your syllabus, they mention exactly what kind of software that you need to install. So definitely we are able to use different software. Like we will definitely use Replit until you familiarize yourself with PyCharm. But at certain times we need to actually use this PyCharm console. Let me share with you, please. Give me a second. You will need to share with me your homework, but let me just share with you what you actually should install. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
So okay, you see here's a link, I believe. So this is the link, and this is PyCharm software. You should actually look because I'm not very sure about the Mac OS, so you have to really check which one of these two. Is it a Mac OS like this version or the Mac OS Apple Silicon? I'm not very sure, to be frank. Okay, is it?
So download it now or next class? Now?
Uh, I think it will take some time, so I would prefer that you do it. You do it next class. I mean, you are able to do it later. Yeah,
Or I can,
but
I can try to download.
yeah, okay, fine, totally fine. Yeah, totally fine. So from where I get this because I see it here. So of course, when I go through everything here, I find it listed here at the end, just as two lines here. So they mention here that they are going to use a PyCharm. Okay. Unfortunately, this is a bit heavier version of the IDE. So did you even know what is an IDE is?
No.
Okay, okay. So every programming language need a translator. Okay, and okay, let me take you then to something that give me a second. I would go to the software slide. I think somehow you are able to see my screen. Am I right?
Yes.
So there is a certain section and that other people should be aware of. Definitely, they will not introduce you to that because it seems that they depend that you have some knowledge about programming or even about computer science before. So let me just try to give you this in brief. Every programming language needs a translator. Okay, why they need a translator? Because every programming language, either Python or Java or even any other language like PHP or even JavaScript. So this is all four languages, or in high is a high level language, which means that when you read it, you're able to write it in characters that is more close to English than to the language that the computer understands. So this is the machine language. So what is the machine language that the computer understands from inside? It is only ones and zeros. So if you look at that and you write lines of code in ones and zeros, your life will be like hell. Okay. So at the moment, after 60 or 70 years of advance, since they built the computer, we no longer need to write programming code in machine language. But at the end of the day, we made high-level languages like Python and Java that we as a human are able to understand because they are made of English-like characters. But the machine that is going to execute our instructions cannot understand the English-like instructions. So we need a translator in the middle. So it is like you do not speak Japanese and you need to deal with a person who only understands Japanese. So you will need what in the middle? You need a translator. Okay. So any programming, any high-level programming language that you're going to learn, it will need a translator. The translator differs. At the moment, the PyCharm that you're trying to install, it is actually a kind of translator. So it contains a translator in its core inside. Okay. So did I make it clear? Did you understand from me what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So since we come here, just let me try to differentiate with you. Like I told you, the Python have a translator. The Java have its own translator. Okay. But in the Python case, we call that interpreter. So, and he mentioned that in the syllabus clearly. So there is different names for translators. So in Python, we call it interpreter. In C, we call it compiler. If we talk about like other languages, we might call it assembler. This is for an assembly language. Okay, so far, is it okay, clear? This is just the naming of the translator.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see what else we are able to, yeah. Okay, so let me also just mention one thing here that it's interesting before we go to define what is an IDE. So an interpreter is actually different from a compiler I mean, one thing that is actually, how to say, very obvious and very clear, and it will affect you, especially when you are debugging your code. So the interpreter does not produce an executable file. Definitely, did you ever see an exe file before? Do you know what is an exe file?
No.
Okay, so an exe file, every program that you have, like for example, the Zoom, the one that you click on and it will start the Zoom. Oh, you are in Mac. This one I'm not very sure about, but executable file, I'm not very sure about version of executable files in Mac, but in Windows, popular in Windows, all executable files end with exe. Okay, but at the end, we are able to summarize or say that in Mac, an executable file is a file that you click on and it will start a program. So if you have a Zoom, so you click on the file of the executable file of Zoom and it will start the program. Okay. So this is what we call an executable file. An interpreter, it do what? It translate a high-level language into a machine language, but it does the translation one line at a time. A compiler does it does the same, but with a small difference. It translates all the code, all your lines of code. For example, you write 5 lines of code. It translates all the 5 lines of code one shot into an executable file. So now let me assume that me and you are writing our own version of Zoom. So we make a Zoom program that is executable, and then it contains maybe I would say that at least maybe 40 or 60,000 lines of code. So we use a compiler and we produce an executable file. So we are able to distribute and share the executable file of our version of Zoom to our friends and to you and to everybody. So once somebody click on this executable file, they will be able to open their version of Zoom. It's a modified version of Zoom. But if we are using, this is if we are using a compiler. If we are using interpreter, we are not able to do that. We are not able to get an exe file or how to say an executable file. We always, to be able to execute the program, we always use the interpreter in the middle. Okay, so that's why interpreter is very popular during the debugging and when you are still designing your code. When you decide that you would like to distribute your program, the finished program, then you will use a compiler, not an interpreter. An interpreter means that you always need the source code or the Python code that you write in hand, and then you press the run button. So once you press the run button, the interpreter will translate the language every line by line from Python to machine code. So now, did you understand anything or you get more confused?
I don't understand this one.
You don't?
Yeah.
Okay. So, tell me first what you did understand so far.
Like executable file is once you press, it will start running, correct?
Yes, it starts running the program. Yes, exactly.
And the compiler can translate 5 lines at a time to the machine code.
Okay. If your program is 5 lines, it will translate the 5 lines one shot into the machine code. But if your program it is containing maybe 60,000 lines of code, it will translate all of them one shot into a machine code.
Okay.
Okay. Now tell me what do you understand more.
And the interpreter is once at a time. And I don't understand what you mean by once at a time.
One line at a time. So, okay, now let me come here. Let me come here. Or let me just. You can see my screen, right? Oh no, not yet. You didn't see my screen. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So how many lines of Python do you see here?
5.
Okay, good. And if I put print here, so I print age like this, and I press run. So now there are 6 lines of code. Am I right?
Yes.
Do you see here what is printed out? 20, right?
Yeah.
We don't know yet. I mean, this how is it going here? But if I remove one character from the 6th line, line number 6, I give an instruction to print out the age. The age here, I define it as 20. Of course, this is something that we still need to understand more. But did we understand what does this mean that we put 20 inside the age? Did you understand that, or do you know it? No. I mean, if I ask you, do you know what does it mean, the first line? You see the first line of code, this one?
Okay.
Okay. Do you understand what does it mean to put 20 inside the age, or to make age equal 20? Do you understand? Do you really understand what does this mean? Can you recall?
Means the age is equal to 20.
Okay, but what is age? Any idea?
Age is age. Is it? Age is how old are you?
Okay, but I'm talking from the programming concept. So if I consider this, do you still remember what is the RAM?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the RAM?
Like, I know what you mean now. Like, so the age is the location and T is the information.
Okay, so okay, the first line instruct the Python to reserve a place in the memory, which is the RAM in our case, and this place it will call it age, and this place will contain an integer whose value is 20. Okay, so I come here on, forget about these lines, we will go through them later step by step. But if I would like to actually, oh, let me just remove them. We would like to avoid confusion as much as we can. We still fresh. So just let me just tell you, because you are jumping to programming without any knowledge of computer science. So definitely there will be some resistance at the start, because I mean, the typical thing that I should do with you before even I introduce you to any Python, I should go little bit and take some computer science topics and pass it to you. Same like the other, how to say, IGCSE students who studied. So we have almost like 10 chapters in the IGCSE that is talking about computer science. 2 of them are talking about Python and other programming language. And you are jumping all this and going to Python one shot. So definitely in that few minutes that I am trying to steal here and there to bring you from one topic to another, definitely you will feel some resistance, because this is things that you did not take from the start. I did not start from the start of the chapter to you. I jump into certain places. I try to gather information as much as I can. The only one that is related to what you are studying. So, I mean, the people study in maybe 6 or 7 months these 10 chapters. Okay. So, but I'm trying to make you focus on your university course. So I hope you understand. But definitely, if we face a problem with your understanding, then I find no way other than that we have to go through this little introduction of computer science, because at the moment you are lacking a lot of knowledge that is related to computer science. Okay, and I wouldn't say a lot, but some knowledge that other people might have. Okay, so do you understand? This should not discourage you, because at my age, I personally did not study in the, I mean, before I entered university or engineering, I did not study computer science before it. So it was still new to me. But nowadays, people in US and Europe, they are different from Malaysia. So they take computer science from the age of 7. But this is, I mean, this started like maybe 10 years ago or something like that. So that's why they are slightly different. So mostly the American syllabus and the English syllabus, like computer science, which is IGCSE, they study computer science. I know, even because my son also told me that they are not focusing on computer science in IGCSE. So I can understand your perspective. Okay, but again, this should not discourage you. And you asked me before in the previous class if you should go for computer science or no. I would say that in your case, there is, I mean, if you study abroad, I'm not sure about your perspective coming back to Malaysia or not, but in general, the high-tech field have high salaries. That's one thing. Second thing is, so if you learn, sorry again.
Sorry, what? I can't really hear.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, just now what you say is what?
The high-tech field or the programming field in general, or computer science in general, the salaries are quite high compared to other fields. Although this is I mean, of course, there is a drawback. The technology is evolving very fast. Okay, but there is also a good perspective here. Of course, Malaysia does not evolve as fast as the US in this. So you will have a good advantage if you come back to Malaysia. That's one thing. Second thing is a lot of companies, especially after COVID, start to hire people, especially programmers, in a remote way, which means that you might reside in Malaysia and then you work for maybe a US company or whatever European companies when you are still residing in Malaysia. So this concept become more acceptable after COVID because everybody work remotely in COVID. So it means that you are able to enjoy a high paying salary that is equivalent to the one that is paid in US or Canada or even Europe, while you are living with a lower cost in Malaysia. Because we know Malaysian cost, if you compare it to Europe and US, that is much less than US. So if you're getting the salary from there and you are still living remotely or working remotely for them in Malaysia, that will be a very, very good advantage. That's why a lot of digital nomads, they work for companies in US, in Europe, and Canada, for example, and you find them staying in Bali, you find them staying in Thailand, and some of them in Malaysia. Malaysia is not so popular with digital nomads because I think visa issues and maybe Malaysia have some restrictions. It's not as open as Bali and Thailand to foreigners. So, but because I involve in that, so I already see that kind of communities. You find that Bali is an Indonesian island, if you know, right?
Yes.
But I would say that the majority of the people staying there are not Indonesians. It's actually foreigners. They come from Australia, from US, from everywhere, and they are staying there for long periods. And they are working where? They are not working on the island. They are working in there for either they have a business in US or they are working remotely for a company in US. So they are getting paid in a US salary, US-like salary, and they are spending less on the Bali expenses, you know. So the Indonesian expenses definitely would not be compared. Of course, it's high, but because of a lot of people are coming, but it was not as high as US. Okay, so did I make it clear for you? Is this part clear? Can I
Yes,
move?
I just got one question. Like,
Yes.
I heard from someone, they said that, or maybe online, they say that AI will eventually replace all of the job of software engineer. Is it true or not true?
Well, this is, I mean, this is a statement that is coming around a lot. But then I would ask, actually, AI is built using Python. So if AI will replace everything, so it means that also there will be no Python programmers who initially created AI. So how AI is going to evolve? So okay, first to me, I think no, AI cannot replace all. It might change the way programmers do. So I would tell you, as a programmer, I would, I mean, as a senior programmer, I would say that I use AI so that I can, instead of being maybe doing a work that take me 1 month, it will now take me 1 day. But as a senior programmer, so it means, yes, AI will cut a lot of time, but it will not cut programmers totally. You will still need programmers to make the AI evolve. That's one thing. And at the end of the day, you need a senior programmer or a good programmer to be able to use the AI to produce software. But I mean, I can't see so far that AI can replace me, because at the end of the day, a junior programmer even cannot use AI to produce a complicated software, because you need to know that AI still produce errors. Yes, they are reducing the errors, but it's still reducing the error. I mean, it's still producing error. So the code that AI will produce for you, it still contain error, and you will still need to be able to, as an experienced programmer, you need to tell AI what to do and what to fix. It cannot yet evolve to this extent. So I would say maybe on the long run, this will reduce the amount of programmers, but it will not kill them. No, definitely no. And at the end of the day, if they kill all the programmers totally, then who will improve the AI? Who will work on the AI? I would say that a lot of work now involve AI, which means that a lot of programs that is created involve AI. Let me just tell you one thing. You know that there is people who are earning good amount of money now maintaining old code. So I personally work in producing software that is until the moment is running in US and Germany and different other countries, Thailand, even in Malaysia, in Brazil, different areas of the world. Do you think that the AI can replace this software? Definitely no. This software and other software that is running in production mode, which means that other people are using it in the companies, nobody will touch it or even dare to replace it because it means that the production will stop. The same happened with, if you go and ask or check the software in big banks and the software in hospitals. Most of the US hospitals running on very old software. And most of the big banks in US are running also on very old software. Nobody dare to touch that software or even to replace it. So what they do is that they need programmers who know that old programming language to maintain that, and they pay them. This is a specialty that they pay even higher than the normal market rate. So don't believe it when they say they totally kill the software industry. No, because there is a software that is already written. Every single day, there is a software that is being written and used. People cannot simply stop using the software and then suddenly ask, oh, AI come and change. Can you imagine that Maybank suddenly decide, oh, we are going to replace all our software in one night? If you have a Maybank account, you will notice that when they try to shift from the old platform and to the new platform that they create, or the old user interface and the new user interface, I think they do it in 3 or 4 years. And then little by little, they shifted user from one platform to another. So they do it slowly. And they cannot throw the old programmers one shot and tell them, oh, we don't need you. This cannot happen, especially in big organizations. So they have a software that takes so long time to write. If I'm writing a software to a bank, there is a lot of consideration and a lot of teams involved. So this software need to be maintained and for a long period. Maybank does not change its software every 2 or 3 years. No, it takes so long time to change, and they need to do it slowly, and they need to be careful. So same, if you have a software at a hospital cannot afford to stop the operation. A bank, the same. If you have a software that is written for accounting in a big company, they cannot afford to stop what they are doing and get the software replaced. So I just want to tell you that when people are talking in general, and from me, I don't believe that this is the case. I know from your eyes, as a person who did not enter the field, you will get worries. But I see no need to worry. If you need to worry when they stop teaching children in the IGCSE, for example, and American syllabus, totally programming. So when they do that, then yes, you should start to worry that, oh, something is really happening. But at the moment, no, there is no changing. The syllabus is still the same. They're still teaching children Java and Python, which means that this is not going out soon. This is maybe in 100 years, maybe, but not soon. Did I make it clear?
One last question. Would it be a possibility that I can get a job after computer science?
Are you able to raise your voice a bit? Sorry.
So maybe wait a second. Okay, maybe I will ask later.
Okay, no problem. You can ask it later, no problem. So I think for me now, I don't think that you need to worry about getting job in the computer science. Malaysia. I mean, if you're talking, you want to live abroad or in Malaysia?
If I can't, I plan to get a job abroad, but I do not know whether there's a possibility that I can't get a job in the future after I graduated.
I mean, just because the AI is taking over. This is what you were worried about.
Yeah, or it's hard for
No, it's not hard. There is a lot of I mean, if you study abroad, there is a high chance that you are able to land a job in the place that you're. I mean, look, if you look at your professor, so is the professor who is teaching the course that we're studying at the moment, he's a foreigner. The two people who co-authored the syllabus that we're going to study, both of them is foreigners. So both of the professors are not Canadian. They are not pure Canadian. I think one have a Chinese origin, which is David Liu, and the other guy is called Mario Badar, I believe, or Badr. I'm not very sure. Let me see. Let me check here. I can't remember where I saw. Yeah, this is their names. If you check both of those, I see. Can you see my screen, right?
yes, I can see.
Yes, if those two are actually foreigners, they are not, and even if they have a Canadian nationality, they are still, they are not originally from Canada. So I don't think that there is a problem for you to find a job. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And even if you go back to Malaysia, I'm telling you, Malaysia are short in IT, in the IT field, have a shortage in skilled workers in the IT field. So you should not worry at all. You should not worry at all. And I can share with you later the amount of jobs that you are able to see, especially if we're talking about remote work. Okay, so let me share the amount of job that is, I mean, currently announced and people are searching for it. I can pass to you one thing, two things that we are able to share with you. Do you have a LinkedIn?
Yes.
Okay, I'm able to share with you how you can find jobs in the LinkedIn and watch out what is the current jobs in the LinkedIn. That's one thing. And I'm able to share also with you websites where you can look for the jobs. So if AI is killing, it means that the jobs should shrink. There should be no jobs. And if you see no jobs, yes, you are free to worry. But for the moment, I can't see that you should worry. The only worry I would say that you should do is that I mean, at 40 years old, you would not be able to program. And I mean, even in normal jobs, that will be a certain age that you need to prepare for a bit earlier, which means that you should not think that what you are doing when you are 20 years old, you will be able to do it as fast and as efficient when you are 40 years old. Your mind ability decrease. But this is not only in programming, this in everything. So you need to build your career into the management or leading teams. This is not only in programming, this is in every job. Because if you are in your same career since you graduated until you reach 40 years old, you will find that your salary become very high and you are not able to compete with people who are 23 years old because they are fresh, their mind is fresh, they are very fast, their mind abilities are faster than you, and you are not able to compete with them, and your salary is high and their salary are not as high as you. So you become like companies are not interested in keeping you unless you become in the management field. So it means that you become leading a team of such a fresh graduates. Okay, so and you have the expertise that they need for that. But if you did not evolve all the way from 23 years old until you're 40 years old, then you have a problem. Not only in the programming field, but in every field. So did you understand me? So you should plan ahead in this way. If you are working as a broker for maybe real estate or whatsoever, if you graduate and you still at 40 years old as a real estate broker, you did not change, you face a problem, because the people who are 23 years old are able to move faster than you. You have some experience gained, but they have the energy and the health better than you, and the focus also, they have it better focus than you. So you have to understand this. Our abilities degrade starting 40 years old. I would say starting 40, but you will not feel it until maybe 47 or 48. So did you understand this?
So after 40, I still can program, just that I program slower.
Yes, I was still programming until 30 years old. Yes, but you will not be as expert. I have seen in German, I work in German setup. So I work in Germany before as a programmer, and I have seen, I mean, the head of the department was almost 40 and he was still programming. He's still writing code. So yes, you are able to write code, but he is the head of the department. He is writing code and he is checking other people's code. So yes, certain tasks you are able to do, but you will not be doing as fast, and you don't need that, because you become the boss, or you become the lead. You become in the checking, you know. So you are advising people and leading people based on your experience and your vision. So yes, you should prepare yourself in every career to be like that. On the starting of 40, you already need to jump on top of a leading position, that you need to lead others, okay? So that you did not do the very hard work on your own. This is in every job, not only. I have seen people, and I did not understand that at that time. Of course, this is a Malaysian company in Penang. So once they reach 40 years old, they have a rule set among the people. I wasn't aware of it, but they told me, once you reach 40 years old, you should not jump companies a lot. You should stick to whatever company you are in, okay? And when I go also outside Malaysia, I see that this rule still apply a bit. I say in the majority of companies is the same. Once you reach 40 years old, you stick to the company that you are in, and don't jump companies a lot, because you become having, I mean, you will demand high salary, and only the company that will appreciate you is the one that you're currently in and you stayed for a long time with them. So you are doing a great job. You know the secrets of the job, so they cannot afford to replace you unless you are unfortunate and they close. So this is applied to everybody. I'm not talking now about a programmer. I was talking about a person who is an expert in the supply chain industry. So it means that he is contacting suppliers, he's bringing in spare parts to the company, and he is taking care of for the storage area. So he's not programming at all. But at the end, it is the same. What applies to me applies to him. I'm a programmer, or I'm in the programming field, software industry, and he is in the supply chain. We're working for the same company. He needs to bring in things, and he get affected at 40 years old. So again, did I make it clear? I don't want to take too much time here, but I just want to give you this idea. At 40 years old, you need to be doing something different. You need to use expertise to lead. That's it. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Let me go back here. So, okay, let me just. So, I understand that you are. I think it's taking too much time from you, and maybe also a lot of energy, that you are worried about your future. I can see that, and you did not take a decision yet. May I ask, did you involve your parents in your worries, or it's not possible?
So, pardon, involve my parents in my what?
Decision making.
Oh, my parents will just let me do my decision.
Okay. Okay. I just don't want you to stress yourself too much with a decision. So I would say, I don't want to put too much heavy load also in making you think a lot. So let us go, let us see together in this 1 month, okay? If you like programming, or to me, I cannot tell you that if you like programming or not. This is, you have to decide, or you have to tell me. But I can tell if you are capable of becoming a good programmer or not. I think 1 month is more than enough to tell me. I will know it from the way that you write code, and from the way that you answer the homework. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then based on that, you can decide either you want to continue in that or not. So I would not worry too much about, let me just also tell you this. And sometimes the market now, it is high for maybe people who study law, okay? And then after you graduate, things change. But I would say that everybody is able to earn his living. The most important thing is that you excel in what you are doing. This is an expertise that I'm giving you for, based on the years of in every field, you have to put a lot of effort to excel. But some people are able to excel if they love what they are doing. So my concern is that you need to be actually loving what you are doing. You love programming, proceed with it. You love the law, proceed with it. Because there is no clear or an easy road to excel and become superstar in a certain job. Every job will have its tough moments and challenges. So I'm able to tell you about the programming or software, but I'm not able to tell you about the challenges of other fields. But I'm telling you, there will be a competition. There will be also strong people. So to deal with that, it is about you love what you are doing. If you don't love programming, then I would say do not go for it. This is the most important thing. And the capability, I'm able to advise you on it, if you are capable or not. But if you love it, go for it. You will excel. You will really excel. Every job need love, because you need to spend a lot of time to be an excellent person in it. Okay? Okay, good. So, okay. Like I told you, the first line here saying that I store 20 in an area in the memory, that I mark it and I call it age. Okay? And this line will go to bring go to the area of the memory that is marked as age, and bring whatever stored inside, which is 20 in this case, and print it out on the screen, which is this. So this is 2 lines of code. Okay? And let me add one more line here. Print age plus 1. Let us try to run here and see what is going to be printed out. Okay, do you know why we're getting here 21?
Yes.
Okay, good. So at the moment, we talked initially why we come here in the first place. We come here because we wanted to know how the Python interpreter, in this case, translate line by line. This is initially why we come here. So if I put here, I remove the T here. So the Python and the computer is generally dumb. It depends on the instruction that you give to them to be able to perform actions. So they do not perform actions based on their own. It is depending on the instruction. What is the instruction? In this case, you are telling him, add 1 to the age and print it out. If I did not put the print command properly, which means that I remove the T. In this case here, you see I remove the T. If I press run, let us see what is going to happen. So he is getting me an error, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see? But I still got the 20 printed out. So this line of code have been executed, and I managed to print out the 20. When did I face a problem? I face a problem on this line. It means that Python go and execute that line. So it means it reserve a place in the memory for the age, and it put 20 inside it. There was no problem here. This was executed. And then I come to line 3, and then I printed the age. What is the age? It is this number, and it is printed here. Okay. And then I tried to execute line number 4. And then I face a problem because I remove the T by purpose from the print. So what does this mean at the end? It means that Python does not read the whole file and check for errors before it starts executing. It executes a single line at a time and print it out. If it faces an error, it will stop executing. But if this line is okay, it will work and it will not produce an error. If this line is okay, it will also execute it, and it will not stop running because an error on line number 4. So it executes line number 1, line number 3, and then it will stop on line number 4. Did I make it clear, or it's still difficult to understand?
This one I understand. How about the one that opposite to this? The one
Compiler. So yes. So the compiler, no. If you have an error on line number 4, he check all the line for the errors first. So if he would check all the lines. If he see an error on line number 4, he will tell you, no, I cannot run. Fix the error first. So if there is a single error in all the code, he will stop running. He will not show even a single result out on the screen. So that's why now the interpreter execute line by line, and then the compiler need to check all first before and then he execute once everything is clear. Now it's clear, right?
Yes.
Good. So let me take you again. Okay. So this by coming here, and if the main difference between compiler and interpreter is clear, then I will go for IDE. IDE, there is benefits of an IDE. IDE have a translator inside, but that is not the only good thing or benefit of IDE. IDE will do auto correction for you. So if you make a mistake in writing a code, a good IDE, so that's why there is many IDEs. So the one that you're installing now is called PyCharm. Is this the only IDE available for Python? No. The officially, I'm using at the moment, I'm using Replit, and I'm using another one that is very lightweight, means that it does not have a big size, and I'm able to open it easily. It does not consume too much resources, but it's very basic. It's called IDLE. So the IDLE, I mean, the people who developed Python, they use IDLE, or they produce for us, or they give us IDLE. I can show you the website for IDLE if you would like to also try it. But at the moment, since you're downloading PyCharm, okay, that's totally good. But it is a little bit heavy, which means that you will find it takes a little bit time to open, or because it takes a good amount of memory. Okay, so did you experience opening heavy programs on your computer? Do you know what's meaning heavy?
It's like large GB.
Again, sorry.
Yeah, with large gigabyte. It's large.
What's the mean? What the mean large? Is it a program?
No, this one you say heavy. It means large gigabyte.
Yes, large. Yes, large. Yes, excellent. Yes, true. Yes, it occupy many megabytes inside the memory. Yes, that's why it's heavy to load from the secondary storage, which is the hard disk, into the RAM. Yes, it's true. It is big in size, and it is large in megabyte. You are correct. So PyCharm is large, but again, we have no choice. They mention it in the syllabus. IDLE is very lightweight, okay? So that's why I prefer it so that it doesn't occupy too much space in the RAM for me. Okay, now let us focus on the features of the IDE. We have auto corrections, which means that if I write a line of code that is having a problem, then he will tell you that there is an error in the code, and he will auto correct it for me even sometimes. And also a good IDE will also do a good thing for you, which means that if you, for example, you are writing this command, print, once you start writing PR, he will complete int for you and even open the brackets. So this is what we call auto completion. So it means that he completes the lines of code for you. So it means that it makes your life easier. Okay. And of course, it have inside a translator. Either it is a compiler or interpreter, because we can be talking about Python, but there is also an IDE for Java or even for C. So that's why the IDE might contain compiler and interpreter. Okay. And it have a debugger, we can talk about it later. I don't want to consume too much time. So a code editor means that I'm able to edit the code inside it. And it is, okay, it is able to diagnose the error for me. So if there is an error, it can tell me what is the error. Okay, now just to show you, let me share with you here. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, if I move with the, if I hover with the mouse on the print statement, can you read what is being written?
Print is not defined.
Okay, so this is one of his ways to tell me or try to diagnose the error. And one of also the abilities of the IDE is that he tried to give me a message like this. So do you see this? I would like him to move this assistance in. Okay, and I would like to move this here. Can you see here? What is he? So he's saying that the name print is not defined. Did you mean print? So what he's doing here, he is recommending a fix for the problem, or he's trying to guide you how to fix the error in the syntax error that you produce here, or the error that you produce here. Is that clear to you or no?
Yes, this is either or.
No, this is not idle. This is
IDE.
this is a kind of IDE that is working online. So this is, I use it on a Replit. The idle is very limited in its abilities. So let me share with you idle, how the idle looks like. Okay. Okay, let me share here. So this is idle. Okay, this is idle. So idle is quite basic. If I would like to write code in idle, so I will come here, because you will not be able to see my clicks. I will come here on the menu file, and then I will open a new file, and then I will choose something new, and then I will share with you the problem with idle. And then if I'm explaining to you with idle, is that I have to do a lot of sharing when I'm explaining. So that is consume time. So you see here, I open a new file, and this file is called, it doesn't have any name at the moment. So I will write exactly the same code, which is age equal 20, and then I will put print. So, okay, I will put age, and then I will try to print here. I will say age +1. So at the moment, the only ability that the idle has, because it's quite basic, that it does not, I mean, it does not recognize print without the T as a command in Python. So it does not color it like the print here. Okay. So again, of course, if you have an IDE that is advanced, then it should tell you what is the error. So let us try to execute that line, that code. I will go to here and I will choose run. And when I do, or even if I click F5, so I will save the file first. Let me save it in Bernard. Each print. Okay, so, okay. Now let me share, and that is, can you see when I try to execute the code, we know that the code have error, right? I did not put the print with the T. So he also recommend from me that did you mean print? And then he still execute this 20. I mean, the line that got print age, it worked. But when it comes to the line without the T, it have a problem. So it is missing the T, and he is recommending a change for me. But again, this is a limited IDE. It have a limited abilities. It have a limited auto corrections and so on. So far, does this make sense to you?
Yes, I just got one question. Like,
Yes,
actually,
please.
what the line of programming do in the end? Like, what we trying to achieve? Like, every time we write a program, or maybe in the workplace, every line of program is going to end up.
Okay, that is a good question. So, okay.
This is like when you say A is 1 plus 2 and print, like,
this is no, I mean, we're not trying to achieve anything, right? I mean, you see that we are not trying, I mean, this does not solve a problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so but at the moment it is, I mean, I'm not able to introduce you to big problems, but we have exercises later, so don't worry about that. But let me also tell you that software in general is trying to solve problems that humans have. So as you know, you're using software everywhere. The Zoom is a software. So what you use the Zoom for? I mean, it's a software that programmers use language to be able to write it. So if we look at banking, Shopee is an example of a software that we use every day. It is written in a programming language to make you buy things, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. In short, when we're having a problem, we create software to solve the problem. So if you have, let me put it this way. Should I introduce you to, if you are a bit patient with me, I will introduce you to exercises and problems that we use software to actually solve. So I used to write software that control whole machines. I did not use Python. I use C++ and a little bit of Java at that time, because Python are not fast at all times. Like 15 years ago, Python was not popular and it was not fast in running machines. So can you imagine that there is a machine that is maybe 15 meter long? I'm able to control it with 6,000 line of code. So you are able to write a software to solve problems. Any problem that you can imagine, I'm able to write a software to solve it. Websites are built using software. So yes, at the moment you see that we are not achieving anything by just printing things. But if you see or be patient a bit with me, you would discover that the print is the key. If you know how to use the print properly, is the key for solving every programming issue that you, I would say 90% of your programming issue, if you use print properly, you will be able to do it. Because at the moment, we will write a lot of code that get executed in the memory. You don't see it with your own eye. The only way for you to see what is happening inside the processor and inside the RAM is to use a print statement. So if I would like to confirm if the age is correct or wrong, I need to use a print. At the moment, we're just exploring the start, you know? So this is the basics. I'm not even able to give you exercises, but just be patient with me a bit, okay? Okay. So did I manage to answer at least 50% or 60% of your what you meant with your question?
Yes.
Okay. So before I continue, let me okay. So this website, this is called python.org, and in this python.org, you are able to download this a version for the Mac OS. If you would like to download idle. So here I choose the version of Python that I would like to deal with. And because I tried, I mean, you're not talking to a teacher only. Yes, I am teaching now, and I have been lecturing even when I was still programming. But so I bring you the experience here, not only just the teaching experience. I'm telling you about real things. So at the moment, if you look at the versions, there is versions of Python. Python is evolving day by day. They are evolving. It means that they are improving the language itself. It's having new capabilities every day. So you will see that they are producing here. I don't know why I'm not able to write. Yeah, here. So if you look here, you will see that this is the date of this version of Python. Can you see that? It's 3 June, 3rd June. And here is April. So if I would ask you to download one version, I would ask you to stick with the version 3.7. Why?
I can't really see the screen. I'm still at
Oh,
the
really?
IDE. Yeah.
Oh, really? Sorry, I totally apologize. Okay. What about here now? Can you see?
Oh, yes.
So this is python.org that I was telling you about. So this is the website that you are able to download the IDE, which is the basic IDE that you have. PyCharm should do the job, like I told you. If I would ask you to download, I would not ask you to download the latest Python, because certain features, and I mean, Python interact with other parts of software, and not all the parts are evolving to the latest. So if I would advise you to download, I would advise you, even though there is now version 3.14 or 3.15 from Python, I will ask you only to download 3.7, because by experience, when I develop software that use AI, many parts of the AI only got stable with the version 3.7. So this is just in short, okay? So I used before, I mean, I didn't build too much software from recently, but one of the recent software that was required is to write a Python code that you give it a video and it search the video if it contains certain faces. So imagine that, okay, I have your face and my face and maybe another 2 people faces, and the task required is to make a software in Python that take the video as an input and analyze every frame inside the video and search for my face, your face, and other 2 people faces if it is appear on any of the frames of the video. So this is the kind of software that we are able to do. So you are able to even recognize if there is humans or even animals that appear on the software. You are able to do that. I mean, this is specifically able to do it with Python. Let me check here. So I think you can see my screen. Let me check here if I have, yeah. Give me a second. I think I might be able to share something with you that tell you just, yeah. I think, if I am not mistaken, I can, yeah. So I think you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So if you are asking a type of software that we are able to specifically do with Python, and that includes a little bit of AI, I'm able to recognize a person face, and I'm able to make dots that mark his eyebrow, his nose, the edges of his mouth, his chin. And if I do that, I'm able to clip even this part of his face and even save it to an image. Actually, this part is this image is taken from a video. And the software that we write in Python actually is also not so big. It's like maybe less than 40 or 50 lines of code. And I'm able to blur his face automatically using a software, Python. Okay. So if I recognize that this is a human face and I recognize him as one that I'm searching for, I'm able to enforce blurring around his face. Do you see that certain videos appear with blur images around the eye, sometimes around the face, sometimes?
Yes.
So again, this can be done by software. This is one of the simple things even that we can do with the software. That's possible. Okay. Okay. Is that clear so far?
Okay.
Okay. So okay. Now I explained to you the part that I wanted to do so, but of course to continue, are you able to share with me what you did in the homework? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I'm able to see it. I'm looking into it. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. But why are you facing an error here?
Error.
Yes, so at line number 26, there is an error. So he is saying that P12 is not defined. Did you mean B1? So where is line? Yeah. Yes. Okay, now run. Okay, that's not bad at all. But did you understand? I mean, yes, I can see that you did a good work actually. But did you understand it?
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay, that's a good thing. Okay, that is a very, very good thing. So, okay, you can stop and then we can resume our syllabus from the one that you gave to me. Yes, I can see that. Yes, you did a great job here. That's excellent actually. So let me continue. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So in this page, actually, he is explaining about something called Python console. So the Python console, once you start to install your
Sorry.
PyCharm,
Sorry.
yeah.
I can see your screen.
Oh, really? What about now? Oh, can you stop sharing? Are you still sharing?
No, I already stopped.
But you can't see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. What about now?
Yes, I can see now.
Okay. So last time we have seen that we are able to write certain codes inside something called Python console. So the Python console is slightly different from what you have done in the Replit. Python console allow you only to write a single line of code at a time. When I say the code, so age equal 20, this is a single line of code. Print age is another line of code. So this means that this is 2 lines of code. Using Python console, I cannot write 2 lines at the same time. I can only write one. So this is used for simple initial testing of commands when you are still learning. Okay, but when you need to write a program that have many lines of code, so we need to go to Replit or the IDE or PyCharm. Okay, so Python console only allow me to write a single code at a time, and he is using that for quite long time. To be frank, the way that he's explaining things, I might find it difficult sometimes, or even boring. It will get you bored because he is not focusing on how to bring you fast to write lines of code. He just explaining the tool first, a lot of Python details first, a lot that even sometimes people can write programs without even knowing them. But this is his focus. So I will try as much as I can to interrupt in the middle and to make you write or solve problems using the code. Because if I continue like that, using his syllabus in the order that he's giving, you will definitely get bored. So okay, can you see that what he's writing? I mean, this what tell me that this is a Python console, and he is trying to write 4 + 5 on the Python console. Okay, so again, he is telling that this is a prompt of the Python console. So Python console, he is same like a servant that he is waiting a command from you. Once you write the command, of course, it needs to be understood by the Python. So it should be something that is understood. If you write Python here, you give him an instruction that he can understand, he will execute the instruction for you. So how he will execute it? You write the expression here and you press enter. Then we will start to see a result. So at the moment, he is trying to do what? He is trying to add these 2 numbers. These 2 numbers can be understood. It's an arithmetic operation and can be understood by Python. And so the Python understands that we're trying to do an arithmetic operation of addition, and then he will add these 2 numbers and produce 9. I think this is very clear, and it doesn't have any, it doesn't need a smart guy to understand that, right?
Mm.
But of course, I mean, once you install the PyCharm and open the console, then we are able to test this on our own. So, but let me again, because he is explaining certain things here. So we call 4 + 5, we call that an expression. So I'm telling you, I mean, I teach the people in the ICCE, and they take the exam, and I didn't even have to explain this. This was not even part of the syllabus that they study. So, but here he's trying to talk more about theories. I'm not very sure what is the purpose of this, but, and even I taught MIT open source, which is, I think this is popular. MIT is popular. And I taught also another American university syllabus I can even share with you, but they never go this way. But they have different ways. Okay, it depends on the professor who prepare. Okay, that's totally fine. We will try to make it as fun as much as we can. He is telling that 4 + 5 is an expression, and but then he is saying that I mean, he's also saying that the 4 itself is I mean, let me say. You told me that you would like to take copies from. Can you remind me before I delete what I'm writing here to take a copy from it so that I can send it to you later?
Okay.
So, okay, 4 + 5 is an expression. And I mean, if we look here, actually this contains 3 things. 1, 2, 3. This plus is called operator. And operator, I mean, the operator itself need two things to operate on. It cannot operate on one number only. So I cannot say 4 plus. I cannot say plus 5. I mean, plus 5 is okay, but maybe it can produce an error in Python. Plus need two numbers to add, okay? And we call 4 literal. And we call the 5 as also literal. So 4 by itself, if you write it, there is no operation that can be performed on the 4. And 5 also, when you write it and you press enter, it will provide it, it will give it to you 5 also again. I mean, there is nothing that can be operated on 4 alone and 5 alone. But when you put an operator in the middle, it means that we are able to do some kind of operation, and we call 4 plus 5 as an expression. Is that clear to you? So far, is it understandable?
Yes.
Okay, that is good.
It is safe for me, but I think no need to save.
No need to save this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So later, once we go to important things, I will certainly take a print screen for it and save it to you. So okay, the point here that we have here, if you look, let me try to understand, please. Did we started 4:30, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see this? This is asterisk, and asterisk in Python mean that it is an operation that can be multiplication. So I can say 4 asterisk 5, and if I give asterisk alone to the Python console, he will give me that this is an error. I mean, he does not. It's an invalid syntax. He does not understand what the meaning asterisk. Why? Because the asterisk, the multiplication, need two numbers to be able to operate. But if I give him asterisk only, it is not an expression that can be executed. I mean, you give him the sign for multiplication, but it cannot do anything with it. That's why it's telling that this is a syntax error. It does not understand it. Python does not understand when you give it only asterisk like that. So let me just come here. So at the moment, I'm using the idle console. Once you install PyCharm, you should be able to do the same. So if I put 4 plus 5 and I press enter, it gives me 9, right?
Yes.
Okay. If I put asterisk alone, do you see that it gave me invalid syntax? So it does not accept that I put the asterisk alone like this. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So it means that the console, it is a way for me to actually execute commands. So if I write maybe print age like this, can you see what is he printing? Do you know why? Yes, do you see what is being printed out?
Age, 20. The age and the, yeah, I understand.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, yeah, that is, I think this is what he's saying here. Numbers. So last time we talked about data type. Did I explain to you what is integer, what is Boolean, what is double?
Yes.
Okay, that is good. And let me see here. So I think you can see my screen. So natural numbers, it is a numbers that is from 0. It is positive numbers, but starting from 0. Okay, so that is what he defined here as n. So he referred to natural numbers as n, and he referred to integers as that. And this is even if you study mathematics later, I think this will be a knowledge that you can benefit from. So integers can be positive or negative, but natural numbers is only positive. So far, is that clear? Is that difficult?
No.
Okay. So we said before that we refer to integer in Python as int, and you already use type to be able to recognize. So if you type, I mean, if you put age like this, and there is age equal 20, if you type age like this, so it will print for you that this is an integer, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And if you also try to say type, yes, please tell me.
You have to put print before that, right?
Sorry again.
To put print
Yes. Okay. Yes, that is a very good question. So, okay, if I write in the console, I don't need to use a print. If I write in the IDE, like what you write in the replet, you need to put print. So let me prove that to you. So what I will ask you to do, I will first come here. So I will say type. I think you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Type H. It doesn't need a print, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it show me int without even using print. Okay. What if I go? I think I need to come here, and I need to share that. Now you can still see my screen, right? So if I put type, I put age, and then I run. Do you see the type being printed out?
No, yes.
No, right?
No, they didn't print out.
So, okay, that's why here I have to put it in a print. But in the console, because it's only taking one line, so yes, it will tell me without the need to even print anything. So you see now I have to put it in print to be able to get this. Is that clear to you? So even I mean, if you notice here, if I put here, if I remove all this, if I put 4 plus 5, and then I try to run, it will not even accept it from me. It will tell me that this is an error. So this is an IDE that need a complete program to run. So you need to tell me that, okay, you need to do this kind of operation, but you need to save it somewhere. If you just put 4 plus 5, you did nothing actually. Okay, so but in the console it's accepted. In the console we are testing, we are not writing complete programs, just only a single line. So the console accepts that you say 4 plus 5. But in the normal IDE, like the replet here, this is not, I mean, this is nothing. What you are achieving here, what you are, is there is a program that just need to only do 4 plus 5? Even without a print, it will not print anything for you. So did you start to recognize the difference between an IDE like this and a console? No? Confused? Are you?
Yeah, I know. So one without print, one with print.
Okay, yes. So, but again, no, there is a big difference. An IDE, you can write many lines of code like this. I can write a lot of lines of code. In the console, only a single line of code. This is the big difference. Is that clear or still confusing?
Like they only you only can run one by one, right?
Yes.
For console.
Yes.
Why? I mean, why we have so many different type like console, then this Python.
Okay. Yes, I understand the confusion. Yes. Okay.
PyCharm.
So, okay. That is only because of the syllabus, unfortunately. Normally,
so in job, where do we write the code at?
replet, you don't need, I mean, very rare that you need to use a console, but this is a syllabus.
Or in job, we just in work, we just write in the repeat.
Replit or even the IDE, the PyCharm like you do, and you don't need to run the console. You don't have to write line by line. You'll be writing a lot of code without the need to write line by line. And most of my students, I mean, most of them never, we never need to go through the console actually. To be frank, I'm not very sure.
Actually, what's the console like? Actually, is this a different type of replit? Is it?
It is a place to write Python code that only accepts one line at a time. It is for initial understanding, only for initially understanding what is really happening slow, but in a very slow motion. Like, okay, let me just to be, I think even if I share with you, it doesn't make any sense. But I think it's better just to share with you so that you understand that I am forced to tell you to teach you about console just only because this is your syllabus. But at the end of the day, give me a second. I will share with you here. Okay, so this is the syllabus of MIT. So it took some time to be able to find the syllabus on my computer. So this is the start for people who are actually trying to learn Python. So they introduce people with the memory, and then just in only a few slides, they talk about the console, okay, which is here. Okay, and it takes only 2 slides and just explaining int, float, boolean, and the type, using type. And then if you go to the next 2 slides, okay, so printing to the console. After printing to the console, he start to talk about operators. After operators, he start to go directly into assigning values to variables, and we don't need to even talk about console again. So he explains the console in 3 or 4 slides only, and then later he start to build programs. He start to put variables and then show how you can, like for example, if you see here, this is the pi. You still remember the pi 3.14? Can you still remember this? Okay, so he's trying to calculate the area, okay, by multiplying the pi by radius squared. So this is a program to calculate the area based on the pi value and the radius. And then he's using expression to do that. And this does not use the console anymore. So that's why I'm telling you it depends on your syllabus. So unfortunately, I just only need to, in the normal case, I need to only explain to you what is the console. I show you an example, but you will not spend your whole life with the console. It's supposed to be, but it may be a little bit irritating here. That's why I told you when I go through your syllabus, I saw that if I tell you, if I go through the same organization of the syllabus, you will get bored very fast. So at the end, the syllabus is just initial way to test. You need to know what is you need to know what is a console. And suppose most of your life will be spent on something like a replet, for example.
I see.
Okay, so that's only as a start. You only need to know about console. So you should not, I mean, this should not be a confusion to you. But again, just because I'm following the syllabus, so you would think that it is boring. But if I show you the syllabus of even the IGCSE computer science, they never need to even hear about console at all. So here we're talking about real code, real program, how to calculate the area based on an input from the user, and finish the console status. The story of the console, only 2 slides, finish. Did I make it clear?
Okay.
Okay. May I know one thing? Can I know, you base your selection of Toronto University based on what?
You still Toronto?
Yes.
Oh, because I heard they are more welcoming to immigrant to work after graduate.
Okay. Understood. Okay. So, okay. Just let me go back here. Okay. Now tell me first, what did you understood when we talk about IDE, and what did you understood when we talk about console? So is it when I say IDE, I'm able to say PyCharm?
IDE is like autocorrect, auto fill, auto with interpreter, or
Yes,
uh,
it tell you where is the errors, yeah, and it makes the code colored so that you are able to recognize if there is an error or not. Okay.
yeah.
So okay, what about the console?
Console is basically the thing that you use. The difference between console and replet is that you don't have to press print in console, and you only can work one line at a time.
Okay, that's a good thing. Yes, okay.
One line at a time means what you ask them to run only one line, like line 1 and line 2, line 3, line 4, one by one, is it?
Yes, but then the point here.
Let's say you are 100 lines, you're only able to run one line at a time. One means one line only, correct?
Yes, 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 it's true. But that's why we do not really, I mean, we test only 3 lines of code only with the console. It's just for testing.
So
So
it's line of line.
so what I want to say that I mean, programs that is big, we don't use them on console because if you write a command, so a console is a way to test the command, but it is not a way to write a programming code. So if I would like to calculate an area of a circle, and the area of the circle need to have pi and r2 squared, all the console commands that I write will be deleted once I close. But any programs that I write on PyCharm or Replit or IDLE, I'm able to save them, but I'm not able to save the commands on console. So the console is like a way for you to test if a certain lines of code will work. But it's not a way for you to write a big program on it because there's no point. Why you need to do that? This is a waste of time. Once I close the console, I cannot get back what I wrote. Did you understand from what is this? Do you know what does it mean?
That means basically it's like to check. I mean, it's like
yes.
guide like, to check whether to try the code like 1+1 is equal
Yes, exactly. To test
then
the
it's like
syntax.
is what answer,
Yes.
but you cannot write more than what pi r square. After pi r square, you cannot write more than that already.
You can write, but I mean you will lose it after that. So let me give you a comment. Do you know what the mean command line interface?
Command line in the
okay, did you deal? Okay, I know that this might look different in your. So okay, can you see that on the screen? Did you ever deal with that?
okay.
Did you ever write commands like this? Do you know what's a command line interface?
No.
Okay, so a command line interface, it is a way to deal with the operating system, but using commands, not using menus and mouse and like no, there is no using of mouse here. Once you want to do something, you have to actually write a command for it. So if I want to tell him, I would like to know how many folders in or files inside a certain directory. Do you know what the meaning of directory? Directory. A folder. Yeah. Do you know what the meaning of folder?
Yes.
So inside a folder, there can be files or there can be another folders. Is that clear, right? Yes. So if I would like to know that, but in a command line, so I need to write a command for this, which is dir. Okay. So if I would like to move a file from one place to another, I need to write a command for this. So if I would like to know all the commands, I think maybe I can write help. So if I write help, it will give me all the possible commands that I can write that can actually help me to see what is available, what command is available. Okay. So if I maybe I think maybe I can write, if I can remember correctly, echo pass. Okay, what about if I write pass? Will it? Yeah. So I mean, I'm writing command and the computer is responding to me, but from this command. This is not a Python command. This is what we call a DOS commands. This is an operating system commands. Okay. I know these commands because I write commands since before even the Windows come out. So I still remember that. Okay. So what I want to say that if I close this command line, it will not remember. If I close it now and open it again, it will not remember that I wrote before a few commands. So I write here help, I write dir. Okay. So if you look here, you will see that I write dir. Okay. And it responded to me with something. And it is telling me, okay, this is a volume in drive C, and that C is in Windows. And this is the serial number of the drive, the hard disk drive. And it gives me all the files and the folders inside my this directory. Okay. So at the end, what I want to say, the console, the similarity between the console and the command line is that this is a way to interact with Python, which is the console, and the command line is a way to interact with the operating system, but in commands. Is that the only way? Am I able to only interact with the operating system only using commands? No, I'm able to interact also using mouse and menus, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to say at the end is that consider the console as a way to test code, but it is not to write complete programs. Does this make addition or make you clear, or you still confused?
Okay.
Clear by 50-60%?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, I will have to stop now because I have other thing to do, and then I would see you next class. How confused are you at the moment
About what?
about Python in general?
Confused? No, I don't think I'm confused.
Okay. So do you understand what I'm saying by 70% or less?
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I'm at, but then I think I pretty sure know roughly.
Roughly. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I feel that I'm losing you somehow. This is what I'm feeling. I feel that the way that I'm jumping from one place to another will
There's too much of
knowledge.
difference at the same time. It's like uh one there's like PyCharm, then Python, then IDEal,
Mm, mm, mm,
then
mm.
and
I think yeah,
IDE, then console, and then this command.
okay.
Yeah, like I
Too
don't know
much. Yeah, okay. I understand.
what's the difference. No, I don't know. I know there's some slightly different, but then I don't understand why there's seven of it
Okay.
happening at the same time.
I think I should limit the amount of jumping on the next classes. Okay. Again, this command line interface also was part of things that should be like introduced to you earlier. But okay, I think I should stop doing that because that will get you a lot of confusion. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So okay, if you try your best to install PyCharm, and then I think we should stick to only PyCharm and don't change it at all, so that you are not confused. I will not even start to write Replit at all until things are clear to you on the console and PyCharm. So please make sure that you install PyCharm and write to me about your the timing of your next class, because we did not decide when is the next class, Saturday or Sunday.
okay. Confirm with you again.
Sorry again?
I will confirm with you again.
Yes, you can confirm to me, but don't wait until this moment, please.
Okay, then.
Okay. So yeah, you install PyCharm, and then let's see how we can reduce this kind of jumping and confusion next class. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.